Hey, this is Anthony Kim, and I decided to start a 8-part series on 6 rules that you could use to implement better remote work. I know this is a hot topic right now, and I've been in kind of a remote work environment for a very long time. I feel very confident in remote work, and I thought that I could use some of the practices in the New School Rules book and explain to you how we could apply these things in a remote work situation, which is completely different. I'll be the first to admit that this is work in progress for me too, constantly trying to improve the way I work remotely. I hope some of these practices help you. The first thing to remember is you got to get the shape of the vessel right. What that means is that you got to put the effort in the right places in order for your work to be streamlined. In a remote work situation, it's pretty easy to get lost in time. Usually when you are in a physical office, people are walking by, people might be waiting outside the door. It often cues you that there's a transition, but it's very easy to get lost in a remote work environment. It's easy for meetings to go over the time allotment. It's easy for you to just forget about time. I often find myself, if I'm not really careful, just sitting at my chair for 4, 5, 6 hours straight, just going from one virtual meeting to another. The way I've been able to combat this is by implementing multiple routines throughout the day. And you may say you don't have time for this, but you really do. I mean, if you think about it, you're not commuting. You don't have to prepare as much to do remote work. I've worn the same t-shirt for 3 days straight and no one says anything about it. You do save time in a remote work environment, but there are some routines that you have to put in place, and I recommend putting these 3 in place. One is a morning routine, a midday routine, and an end-of-day reflection. My minimalist version of a morning routine might look like this. Hydrate, exercise, do whatever you need to just get physically ready. Spend 10 minutes setting your intentions, so just being really thoughtful about like how you're going to approach the day and what attitude you're going to have throughout the day. Then spending 10 minutes reviewing your calendar, visualizing what your day might look like and where there's a lot of compression or overload, and so trying to think about how you might make adjustments in your calendar. My minimalist version of a midday routine also includes hydration, some stretching, and any kind of food that your body needs. And then 10 minutes just to reflect on whether your day's going the way you had expected, what you need to change, and then 10 minutes to make adjustments to your calendar so that you could achieve the goals that you had originally intended to in the morning. Finally, you'll have an end-of-day reflection, and that end-of-day reflection is about 15 minutes, and I use it to ask myself 4 questions. The first one is, what did I learn today? The second is, what did I get done? The third one is, and what are some of the big ideas I had today? And then the fourth one is just thinking about what the most important thing to do tomorrow is. Over the course of the next set of videos, I'll be talking about chapters in this book and how you could use some of the practices in this book in a remote work environment so that you can optimize for remote work conditions. This is Anthony Kim, and like I always say, don't compare your insides with other people's outsides. Peace.